All right, everybody. It says that we're live. Real quick, give a shout out to who's in the. This was a real, I wouldn't say a last minute, but a quick live stream because of Verne's got some very important news on the epidemic that's going on in China that's spreading worldwide already. And this is definitely not fear porn. We got the Watchmen in the house, Brother Mark in the house, Melody Dawn in the house, Teresa Caldwell in the house so far. That's funny. It says no people in the house, but I can see everybody here. Jose's in the house. Good morning, America. Yeah, Verne was just talking about you. He was stressing how he could send you a link to let you know that we're going live. DB's in the house. Mare Bear's in the house. Everybody's popping in. We'll just give it a couple minutes and then let you take the wheel and explain all the information that you're getting on this super bug, super virus with AKA no, basically no way to fight it. And I'm currently right now got a chest cold myself. I was messing with Jennifer last night and told her I had that virus. And hey, Crystal Gypsy's in the house. Much love, Crystal Gypsy. Thank you for being here. But like I said, this is going to be more steered toward Verne. He's going to run the show and give us a lot of information, and we're going to pick his brain apart. Christy Newport's in the house. Hello from Colorado Springs. I just sent out 2 packages, eBay packages to Colorado Springs um, this morning. So, anyways, Colorado Springs. I hear Colorado's beautiful, but a lot of crazies up there.
I'd love to
Anyways,
go to Colorado to go fly fishing.
oh, I fly fish all the time.
I
No, I
used to. I used to even tie my own flies. Learned how to
don't.
tie them when I was 9 years old.
I'm just saying, when I used to clean stalls, my dad had all them horses. I'd be whacking flies with a fly pole. That's the only fly fishing I ever did. But I'd love to. All right, Sharona. Sorry if I can't say your name right. 77's in the house. Hello from Fort Collins, Colorado. Another person from Colorado. Maybe I ought to move to Colorado. If my voice sounds crazy, it's because I woke up this morning and I gargled with some gravel and some glass shards because I like my voice to sound really good, and it backfired on me. All right. This show is, even though it's off of our live stream, Locked and Loaded, this is directed towards Verne Prep and Survival. Everybody knows Verne. He's done a
How's
lot of
everybody doing?
research. He's done a lot of research on this epidemic that's everybody thinks. Some people think, oh, this is another flu virus, SARS, or whatever. I believe, as much as uh, Verne does, that this is much bigger. And a lot of the reasons why we preppers prep. And we're going to tie that into what's going on, but he's going to give you some statistics right now. Cool Kim's in the house. Hey, sister Kim, love you. Hey, JD. That's Kim is Jeff Arrington and Jason Arrington's sister. They are Scott County, Virginia gun owners. That's their sister, which I've known forever. Love you to
Okay,
death,
yeah,
girl.
she just subbed to my channel last night or night before. I got a notification that she subbed.
No, you couldn't ask for a better support system from Kim. All right, let's hear some of your stats. Take your time, relax, don't get nervous, which I know you won't. But
All right. First, I'll go with, as we all know, here in America, they've already said that we have that one case, and I'll touch base on that here in a little bit. But just to show how this is more around the world than anybody's leading on. And I'd like to thank Honeybee, who's on my Discord group, and Anthony Brown, who is the one that I woke up to the text message from this morning that got me going on this and checking information out. With the two of them, I got some great information.
Awesome.
The first thing I'll touch on is Russia has reported its first case in St. Petersburg, Russia.
St. Petersburg, Russia already has one case of the virus.
Yep. Yeah, and they came forward and said, "Yeah, we got a case here." And then from there, we'll move to Thailand, which is claiming 4 cases right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hong Kong is claiming 2. Macau is claiming 1. Taiwan is claiming 3. Japan is claiming 1. The USA, we have the one that we all know about, but I forgot to find out where the other airports were or the other places were that they were reported. There's 2 other possible cases here in the United States. And last and not least, mainland China, where this is coming from, 541 cases with 17 dead that jumped up from 9 almost overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah,
exactly.
Almost overnight from what I found out. And I have a gut feeling that what these places are showing are false numbers.
You believe they're less or they're more?
I think they're more.
Me too. I believe they're way more.
With the China one, the hospitals are claiming over 1,700 and 500 and something or something like that dead. So compared to a hospital worker or the government, who would you rather trust?
The hospital worker, exactly. And one main reason, like we discussed, what's the reason why China would want to keep the numbers down? Well, I'm not asking you, but I'll mention, I think I have the virus. But anyways, I don't. But China's not going to give out the true numbers like we discussed, correct?
Exactly, because like you were saying, their system all works off, when people go invest money and stuff.
The stock market, they don't want the Asian stock market to crash, and they rely on tourism. Now, what 2 things will crash their economy is a major epidemic, a major, a virus that's already been told by other places. You have bacterial pneumonia, you have viral pneumonia, you have chemical pneumonia. And basically, they're saying that there's no cure for this thing. Is it super bug? Now, is this we can go deep in the rabbit hole later, but could this be bio warfare? This all ties to the Bible, but go ahead and anyways.
Well, I'll touch base on the bio warfare part.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did have a nurse tell me, and she used to be a vet nurse, that the coronavirus is actually a dog virus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was tracked down to one marketplace in that
a cafe.
Well, no, the marketplace, right where they go in, they get their fresh foods and stuff. The open place, like we have vegetable markets and stuff, farmers markets. They have marketplaces right where the streets are lined with the vendors. You go in, you get your food. So, with that being said, this has mutated from a dog virus to something that can go into humans.
Right.
And another thing they're saying now is that the possibility of it be translated from human to human. Mm-hmm. They're saying it's a possibility. I think it's more than that, because it infects your lungs. What happens when it's infected in your lungs? It gets into your mucus and your saliva. When you sneeze, you cough, saliva goes out, carrying the virus with it.
Amen. And I seen Melody Dawn touched on something that I'm a firm believer in when it comes to Agenda 21. Said depopulation. Hold on. The devil is the troll to whack. Hey, everyone. B. Carter's in the house. Perhaps we should begin to pray for the people who work in the airports and other branches of exactly. Now you were telling us that somebody, which I saw, but somebody reported is sick with the exact virus that flew into Seattle, Washington. Now,
Yep.
Seattle, Washington being a big city, think about now, I don't know how many plane rides you've ever taken, but I've flown a lot. With my stepfather, who's a traveling salesman and stuff, and even just back and forth before my brother passed away. Not to be vulgar, or disgusting, but when somebody busts ass or lets one rip, passes gas, I get frustrated because it's just like it's circulating through the whole plane, and you smell it once, it's just being, there's no filters. So if you're sick and you have the virus, you sneeze, you cough. As far as I'm concerned, everybody on that airplane is going to come down with that virus. And you say that you were telling me that the virus, it can stay dormant for a short period of time or a long period of time, depending on your health, etc.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's immune system, just like when the Ebola virus. Some
Mm-hmm.
people showed it immediately. Some people's immune system can fight it off, but they can be what's called a carrier. They may not actually contract the virus, but they could be a carrier, just like HIV was with AIDS. You
Mm-hmm.
could be a carrier of the disease or the virus or the plague or whatever you want to call it, and never show the symptoms, but you could spread them because you're considered a yeah
The
uh,
carrier.
yeah, a
I know.
carrier.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's huge. And a lot of people really, Sister Rondar says she's never been on a plane. I don't, uh, I don't encourage people to go on planes. I'm terrified of them. I'm not afraid to die, but I don't want to fall for 5 minutes going, I'm going to die. If the planes would just skim the tree lines, this is off topic, but this is always a joke. The pilot will say, "Oh, we're at 25,000. We're gonna climb to 35,000. Comfortable altitude." And I'm like, 25,000. We're high enough. Why you want to go any higher? I get you got to go through the jet stream and all that, but I don't. If the plane does crash, I don't want to sit there and be like, looking at my watch. Oh no, for 5 minutes, and then But that's here nor there. But people don't
Exactly.
realize when you're on a plane that air is circulated. So when a virus comes in, and we hadn't even discussed, cruise ships. What's that funky virus that cruise ships always? You'll hear people that are docking.
Seasickness.
No, yeah, right. Somebody here in the chat will know, but I can't. And that's a good point. Take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every 6 hours. Now that will give you, your fecal matter. Basically, give you the runs, but it's worth it. Go ahead, Vern. I was talking over you, but
Yeah.
did you
But yeah,
mention Russia?
yeah, Russia. They in St. Petersburg, Russia. They had their first confirmed came forward and confirmed they have a case. And the other thing I want to point out is look at this one that was before this,
Mm-hmm.
the Ebola. They
Yeah.
were scared, they were, it might be coming across the southern border. And that's right. Why I also want to touch ground with this is how many people coming across now? We've got another caravan coming up. Who knows where they came from? Who knows what sicknesses and diseases they have? There's no actual test for this. There's no actual cure for this. With it being a virus, it can't be taken out by antibiotics because
No.
that's for bacterial infections.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still working on that. And that's why the province in China that this outbreak started in, it's home to over 11 million people.
Right.
They're literally pretty much putting them on lockdown. You can't come in, you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that, which is right where the next piece comes from. On Tuesday, the NHC upgraded the virus to a Class B, but they're going to be treating it like a Class A virus. All new infections or sicknesses must be reported within 24 hours. No, 2 hours.
Oh, I was gonna say it should be, yeah.
Yeah, within 2 hours. So if you even get a sniffle or a cough, you show any signs of this, within 2 hours, you've got to be telling them that you have it and being monitored.
Right.
Now, with them treating it as a Class A, they can shut down any city to travel to or from that city and within the city.
Right. And
And that's,
basically, I think you had, when I talked to you on the phone, basically in China, it's almost a form of martial law that they've placed on that city, not allowing people to come and go. You know how hard it is to quarantine
well,
a whole
and,
11
and
million people.
that's what I was saying is, think about it. If that hits a big city here in America and nobody's allowed to go into that city, come out of that city, and they strict your movements within that city to try to keep the virus from spreading, it
Mhm.
would almost be just like being under martial law.
Right.
You can leave for work at 8 o'clock in the morning, be back in your house by 7 o'clock at night. Work hours are these hours. This is the way it is. It's literally like a quarantine city is living under martial law, in my view.
I think, yeah, that was a solid point that you made when I was talking to you on the phone. Real quick, I'm going to read a couple of these. Claudia, is it airborne? Yes, actually, it is airborne. As
It's
Verne said, through
not really
passengers and
airborne.
sneezing.
Well, it is airborne, but it's they do believe that it is being passed on through your saliva. So when
Well,
people sneeze and they cough,
yeah, it's respiratory. That makes it airborne.
yep,
It's not blood,
yeah, it's not.
by touch.
Well, I'm sure it could be transmitted through blood too.
Oh, of course, of
If it's
course.
in your lungs, I mean,
I'm sorry. Anything and everything's transfit through blood.
yeah, yep.
I saw another good thing. Crystal Gypsy said it would be smart for people to stay away from overpopulated places till this is over. And that touches on what we were talking about. This is why we prep for situations like this. And if you could explain why prepping is so important. And it just goes to show you, everybody that thought we were crazy, tinfoil hat wearing people, if this does go from Seattle and then it just sweeps across the country, where do we preppers have the upper advantage?
We have the upper advantage because we can literally close ourselves off into our houses. If you have your food storage, you don't have to worry. You have water storage. You have a way to get your water without it coming from a public supply. And that's why when I say prepping isn't for prepping for a world catastrophe, it's not prepping for the next world war or the zombie apocalypse. We're literally prepping to survive through situations like this. If this does become a world pandemic, those of us who have the food storage, we have our own food that we can go with.
Right, exactly. And I have tons of masks that I got off of eBay. And I think you might have mentioned eBay or something, or no, I think maybe it was Vlad or somebody. But you can go on eBay and you can, it's not a guarantee, but the white paper masks are better than nothing. And real quick, I see a prayer request. If I can pronounce her name, Sharona, SHARRONNA 77. I
Yeah,
have
think of
friends
that
on.
song by Sharona.
Okay, I have friends on vacation in Mexico that are very sick. Prayers and love. Um, I will definitely when we end the stream, I usually will pray us out like Big Precious used to do. Lads in the house, get your minerals, lead, copper, brass, high all. Hey, Vlad, if you got time and you want to come up, you're more than welcome. Just let me know. But so um, vitamin C, which even though they say that antibiotics won't help this particular disease, there's no reason why you shouldn't be stocked up on antibiotics. Like I said, this is moxicillin. And they say if you say this on YouTube, you get in trouble. But I've learned by watching a lot of videos that the fish antibiotics and the milligram is the same stuff that you get from the doctor. So this is amoxicillin, 500 milligram, 100 capsules, and I think it was only like $8 on eBay. But
Yeah, I'm going to grab something quick and show you, and it falls under the vitamin category that most people don't think about.
mhm. I got a bunch of masks, clear glasses, gloves, hand sanitizer, vitamin C, so on. That's remember you were talking about hand sanitizer when we were on the phone.
Exactly.
That's well, Crystal Gypsy said I've got a bunch of masks. Shoot, there goes. I got a bunch of masks, clear glasses, gloves, hand sanitizer, vitamin C, and so on. So, and that's in the world of prepping. That's what you need. Don't like
And
using the restrooms in public places. Me neither, Mary Bear. Go ahead.
this is something that I brought up, and it actually got a bunch of interesting responses on it. But okay, we have to lock ourselves in our house. What's the vitamin we get from the sun?
Vitamin D. There you go, right there. There's your supplement.
Exactly. Keep your immune system going. Your vitamin D is just as important as the vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B12, and all that. Vitamin D is we gather this vitamin from our sun, and
Mm-hmm.
this is 300 tablets. That's one a day for almost a year.
Right. Well, you can't beat that.
And I literally keep this right in my cabinet, and
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got a small bag of them in my bug out bag just in case.
Right. So yeah, vitamin D is definitely crucial. People that are indoors. I think that's why when I come up during the wintertime here in Wisconsin, I'm usually fatigued and don't have the energy that I should. And then I put on weight because I sit around and eat like an idiot. But vitamin D, when I'm in Florida, I'm always out in the sun. Um, you know, everybody's, oh, you lost so much weight and this and that. Yeah, because I was working my butt off and sweating a lot. And I spent more money in Pedialyte because Pedialyte, I believe, is way stronger than Gatorade. But a lot of people don't realize how much sodium is in Pedialyte and Gatorade.
That's
Which,
what I was just going to say. Your Powerade, Gatorade, and stuff.
mm-hmm,
There's times that you can drink it and it'll make you more thirsty.
yeah, because of the sodium.
Yeah. Now here's my trick to it. I'll take the big bottle of Gatorade, take an empty bottle, pour it half and half, fill it the rest of the way up with water.
Yep, that's what my dad
I'm
does.
cutting down on the sodium and all that. I'm also getting my water intake, and I'm getting the benefits of the
Electrolytes.
Gatorade, Powerade, and all that.
Yeah, you're getting the much needed electrolytes.
Yep.
I use the liquid 5,000 UI vitamin D3. You've never heard of that?
This is
Mildred McClarkland.
this is
I pref-
10,000 IU vitamin D. This
well,
is double what they use.
yeah. Well, sometimes a lot of people prefer the liquid vitamin because it absorbs faster, and they
Yeah.
say a certain amount of vitamin capsules and tablets actually don't break down in time enough before it passes through your system. So either way, apple cider vinegar. Oh yeah, that's definitely Allison
Oh, that's some good
Faye.
stuff right there. I could do shots of that stuff.
That stuff is that cleans the soul basically. I mean that's a ninja fighting gift from God. Apple cider vinegar. That's what we gave our chickens before I went to Florida. My wife got rid of them. Those are my babies. But 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in their water each day. They never got sick. So, oh, Sister Lisa's in the house. I thought I did see you. Wash your hands and stay away from large crowds. I shop early in the morning before 8 a.m. That's a great idea as well.
And with Rhonda saying, was that who said she don't carry her purse?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I do believe it was Rhonda that said that. You can get, they're about the size of my lighter, things of hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You got a lighter pocket. You got your hand sanitizer.
There you go.
So that's just like I do. I like how how you've noticed. I'll look at things and I'll see things different than everybody else. Yeah, you carry your keys in there. It's called a change pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You can carry your lighters in there. You can carry a small thing of hand sanitizer in there.
Right.
If you have hand sanitizer wipes, put them in a Ziploc baggie or a sandwich baggie. Roll them up, put them in your pocket.
There you
They'll
go.
stay.
Very smart.
They'll stay damp.
Well, I tell you what, and another thing too, this is strictly from Locked and Loaded. If you're in a public place and somebody sneezes on you and coughs on you, you immediately turn to the left and you punch him in the throat, and then you kick him in the face. And then
Cure all for everything.
then you hand them all the bills that you have for that month because you're going to be sick, if not worse. Food grade hydrogen peroxide, absolutely. Allison Faye said my brother tried that when he was fighting glioblastoma brain cancer. Food grade peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is very effective in a lot of things, in attacking, killing cancer, all kinds of a lot of stuff. A lot of vitamins are synthetic, not as effective. That's true, but that's why liquid vitamins are. Do you want to read the chat? Sorry I took away because this is all about you.
Oh, it's
You
all
did
good.
all the research. I've been sick. I'm going to use the restroom real quick and I'll be back. But real quick, Bobby
John
Cash.
brought up something that most people don't think about either. Honey.
Honey
is a natural cure for so much stuff. It's not funny.
Right. Bobby Cash.
And you can let it harden into hard candies to carry around with you.
That's true. Bobby Cash says you can get drunk off hand sanitizer. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about that. I don't know if you're being a troll or whatever. I don't think you are, but that's what a lot of the kids were doing. I think last year they were getting hand sanitizer and boiling it down or doing something. And a lot of kids actually died from alcohol poisoning from hand sanitizer. And if you use too much hand sanitizer, you lose the bacteria that are on your hands, your good bacteria, just like in your stomach. You know what I mean? Anyways, you can go from here. I'll shut up. I got to go.
Yeah.
To the bathroom, and I'll be right back.
Cucumbers. Yep. Oh yeah, cucumbers and apple cider vinegar is a real good thing. But yeah, like I was saying, and Justin actually brought me into. This is part of why we prep. This is part of why we have food storage. And I do believe that our governments are not telling us the truth on what's out there and how much this is spread. Look how long it took them to come forward with the Ebola, and they still haven't come forward with all that proof. Congratulations, Miss Mary. That's awesome. Your first grand love in June, huh? And it's a little girl. I don't know. Does anybody else hear an echo in here? You gargle with peroxide daily along with brushing your teeth and using baking soda. Yep. My grandmother used to make her own toothpaste out of baking soda and peroxide. And she had dentures, but that's the way she used to brush them. It's going person to person, and now they are just saying one mutation away from a pandemic that will kill millions. Exactly, and I think that's why they're locking down the Providence that it first showed up in China, is because they know what this is on the verge of. It is on the verge of being a pandemic, and like Justin was saying, they like with the Georgia Guidestones and Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. They want to take out a lot of the population. How else are you going to do it? Well, Ebola didn't work. So now we have this new virus that moved from dogs to humans.
Quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. I mean, I started hearing about this, and they keep bringing up the date December 31st. I know I've heard about this before December 31st.
I honestly didn't hear that soon, but I believe you. But to I can't remember what channel it was. It was showing a flight plan, maybe Blazing Press or whatever. But it showed like out of the heart of China, where this epidemic is, was all these flights out of going to the United States, etc. Um, it just blew my mind that this was after the epidemic. And like what we've talked about, why some of the numbers are so low in these countries like China. And you gotta not stealing your thunder. This is your show, trust me. But when it comes to China, this regime, it's all about money, power, and actually, I don't even know if it's about money. It's about power.
It's
But in
all about
order to have
power and
power,
world
you got to have
domination.
money. Yeah. So are you going to let the whole world know that, look, you got this huge epidemic and it's way bigger and it's killing all these people, and we just sent a whole bunch of people out, um, you know, on airplanes going to different countries? No, they're going to keep the numbers low. This isn't fear porn. So whoever, gives a thumbs down, I don't even, give a crap. And that's another thing too. I want to say that each thumbs down we get is just as positive as a thumbs up on our videos. But it's here nor there. But they rely on tourism and their stock market, and China is trying to become the giant. That
Yep.
like the Bible says. So they're going
Now,
to be hush hush. So go ahead.
uh, with what I was saying about the official numbers compared to what literally could be, and how I said the hospital staff. All right, when the report that I originally got this off, they were reporting 300 infected. Well, that 300 went up to 541 since the other day when this report came out.
Right.
All right. But hospital staffers are saying that they've seen more than 1,700 in the hospitalized with this virus. So that's a big discrepancy in itself right there.
Huge.
That's 1,400 people compared to the official record.
Mm-hmm. And it could be way more than that. It could be
Exactly.
way more.
Because the number of people who, I've just got the common cold. I've just got a cough. Yeah, I've got a flu system. I'll just sit home and have a couple hot toddies and it'll knock it out of me.
Mm-hmm. And this stuff is pretty brutal. I heard one. Another thing, I saw it wasn't an interview, but they were talking about a son in China. His mother was 68 years old, and she went to the doctor or the hospital with, you there?
Yeah.
I can never tell, man. You sometimes you get still like a statue. No one, you're a hunter. You got that hunter blood in you. You freeze, and I'm like, oh, his screen's frozen. But
No, I was reading the comments.
I know, but your brain, nothing was moving. You're like, oh, he's frozen again. But that's a good thing. And I got to agree on what Tammy says too. And like I said, if you use too much hand sanitizer, it can definitely. No, a lot of people don't know that we have certain bacteria and stuff all over us, even in our stomach, or that fight. We have good bacteria that fight bad bacteria. So it's almost like wiping out your immune system. But hand sanitizer is very crucial if you don't overdo it. But I forgot what I was going to say, dadgummit.
S. Woods, yes, it's in Seattle, Washington.
Yep.
And that's the one case that everybody knows about. And like I said earlier, there are two other possible cases here in America. I can't remember where they were, but they both are other big cities. And even though they're doing everything they can at them airports to try to screen people, they could be walking in with just a sniffle, a common cold, a sneeze. they're not going to show the true effects until sometimes it's too late.
Exactly. And like you said, you already have Taiwan, you have Hong Kong, you have Japan, all these people that have been in these airplanes. And then I saw the screening. They have these Chinese airport security and people walking by with which checks your body temperature. Um, and to me, that's, even if as soon as you get the virus, it's almost like that crazy movie, The Walking Dead. Everybody has this virus, and if you're a Christian, yes, I don't watch all the time, but I've watched bits and pieces. Thought it was interesting, but everybody actually turns out everybody has the virus. But when you pass away or get killed, then the virus kicks in. Well, a lot of these people they're screening as they're getting on the airport, they could have just had some dude sneeze in their face. Well, guess what? They got the virus and they passed the screening. They're on the airplane and they're, whatever. Or they could have had it. Have you
What
ever
was that movie about? The movie about the monkey virus?
Yeah, I remember that a long time ago.
Contagious, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was
Where
related.
it showed the pilot got infected
Mhm.
and he got on his flight, didn't know he was infected, and then it showed how that virus just went
Bada boom,
all
bada boom.
throughout the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he got on that one airplane. People from that plane got on another plane. They went to where they were, and it just spread the virus. And yes, Miss Mary, the coronavirus, or corona verite, it is a canine virus. I just don't like the idea it's named after it. A beer's named after it, Corona.
I know, right? But well, in China they eat dogs, so
Yeah, what do you think
Teresa,
you eat at your local Chinese restaurant?
oh yeah, kitty cat dog tastes good to me as long as I don't know what I'm eating. Teresa says my dad was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. I lost him at the age of 15. He was outrageous. Know what it's like to lose someone. Oh, he's talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually Cherokee
Gold Penny one. Gold Penny one. No, there is nothing that they know of right now that will kill this virus or maintain it or cure it. That's why, what's the name of that? Wuhan City, which is the population and where this originated, is pretty much on lockdown right now. They are getting ready to completely quarantine over 11 million people because that's where this virus has originated.
Right. Tammy says maybe it's a way to martial law everyone willingly. Now that's martial law in China. I don't think China really wants to martial law their. I mean, you might have a point, but let's hope the CDC is not as dumb as it was before this this administration. I think they truly are. I don't think they're dumb. I think they're beyond smart, and they use this as a type of biological warfare. This could be a test. A lot of these government officials and stuff, they get all these vaccinations, real vaccinations, not the bad ones they want to give us. To I don't know, these super bugs and stuff. They're created, I believe, and they're created in labs, and they figure out how to make
mad cash off them.
Yeah, mad cash.
Big pharma.
Yeah, and then vaccinations for the globalist elite. That'll live through it.
I'm a firm believer. This might sound like a conspiracy theory, which it probably is, but sometimes it makes me wonder if these pharmaceutical companies make the disease after they figure out how to cure the disease, let the disease run rampant, and then come out and say, hey, you guys, guess what we figured out? Here, this is how we can cure it.
Oh, I'm a strong believer in that aspect too. You got biological warfare, then you've got warfare against the humans, to where, like you say, you come out with a disease, and wow, we have this miracle drug that just like the AIDS epidemic. It's just like the old saying: if Trump cured cancer, CNN the next day would say Trump causes hundreds of thousands of doctors to lose their jobs. Um, a lot of people have said there's a cure to cancer. Hep C. There's a cure to Hep C, but it costs like 300 some $1,000 now. I'm a strong believer in big pharma. It even speaks about it in the Bible. Pharmacida, something. Somebody can correct me on that one. Big pharmacida. Um, Now, if they give out all the information, they give out all the medicines they have to cure the diseases that they actually created, they would go bankrupt. They're the biggest, they're the oligarch of the world, basically, is big pharma.
Okay.
So I'm agreeing with what you're saying there.
Yep. I've got a couple of posts here that I want to respond to.
Please do.
Mildred McLarkin. I hope I said that right. She says, how can that be from dogs when the market was selling fish, cats, bats, and chickens? You don't think there were a couple dogs floating around there somewheres? It could have been a dog, a dog that somebody went up and patted that somehow got the virus. And it's literally, I found out through a veterinarian, that coronavirus, however you want to do, coronavirus is literally a dog virus passed from dog to dog. So if it can be passed from dog to dog, somewheres along the line, if it mutated, it could go from a dog to a human.
Mm-hmm.
And a new place, S. Woods, thank you. I didn't get that information yet. This virus is in Brisbane also. And yes, I do believe Brisbane is in Australia.
All right. Thank you, Cliff, for that. Pharmacia. Real quick, not sure if I can say the name right. Locked and loaded, my Kiwa friend say the white man will go extinct. Well, if you believe that the white man is going to go extinct, I only have a little bit. Like I'm Cherokee, Algonquin, Sioux, and 1/4 Welsh Irish. But if we go extinct, guess where we're going? We're going to heaven, So I'd rather be in heaven than living in this world of hell. But go ahead. Sorry, I had to cut you off on that one.
It's all right. I'm just reading more of the
chats
messages on here. Yeah, the chats.
Tammy, yeah, I mean to cut you off. This is no accident. I think this is on purpose, China, in my opinion. Amen. That's exactly how I feel. Crystal Gypsy with the laughing face. Well, it's true. All right, go ahead. This is your show. I keep
Gold Penny. That's what I was saying earlier. Is it kind of bugs me that this virus, there's a beer named after it. And yes, Corona is a beer. It's a Mexican beer. You drink it with a lime. And a Mexican sunrise, I believe, is Corona with lime and a shot of tequila.
Yeah, you definitely.
Not that I know anything about that stuff, you guys.
You gotta have. You definitely gotta have a shot of lime. You gotta have. All right, I don't know if somebody like Ron, if you know how, but I just went ahead and put Brother Verne's. I forgot his. But hold on. What'd you say? Oh, but we have to bring in more refugees. We just have to bring in. No, I'm totally against bringing in refugees. It's almost like having a no. When I was saying I'm Cherokee, Algonquin, and Sioux, and the white man's going to be extinct. As far as I'm concerned, when just say a motel room or a motel, and it has 100 rooms. Well, if those 100 rooms are full, and then you want to bring 1,000 people in, and they're banging at the door, and we don't have room for that, nor do we have the money. We have veterans that are,
exactly, Justin.
Yeah,
veterans.
Exactly.
Take care of our homeless and our veterans. Our veterans put their lives on the line for this country.
Yep.
Why should we take care of illegal immigrants when we have veterans who are homeless, dying, living on the streets, living with depression, living with PTSD, or whatever it is?
No, PSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
PTSD. Yeah, exactly.
PTSD.
Mm-hmm. We have
Uh,
our homeless.
why
We
did
have
we bring in illegals? Now, if they want to take the time to become legal, no problem. My grandmother came over here after World War II as a bride from Germany. She came over and became a legal citizen, legally went through it the right way.
well, that's the whole thing. There's a lot of people that are coming through it the legal way, and it's only the Democrats. The only reason why is the Democratic Party. They want to be royalty. They want to. I mean, we're. I didn't really want to get into politics of this, but it all ties into politics. Even with this sham, even if you're not a Trump supporter, I had a lot of negative comments about. Well, okay, so this virus will come through immigrants, legal and otherwise. Of
Yes,
course,
it will.
you know.
It, I mean, even natural born Americans.
Yeah,
We go on a trip, it can come back with us. We're
exactly.
not saying anything about that, but
I guarantee that whole plane that landed in Seattle, the guy that come off sick, I guarantee that whole plane, probably 75 to 80% of them are all now carrying that virus. Exactly. They need to come legally. Yes, they need to come legally. But you can thank
now,
these far left libertards, these glitter snorting, Play Doh eating, like I say, white out freaks. One thing, I have no problem, a lot of, okay, you gotta give me a minute here, Vern. Now, my daughter, who is my world, my life, everything, she's attracted to females versus males, okay? Now, she's not into that LBGT community bullcrap. And you'll see these LBGT communities fighting and holding rallies and da da da. And we love Muslims. It's like, yeah, go over to their country, dude. Go over there dressed up as a woman and go hug a Muslim. They will cut your head off. They'll cut your junk off. They'll throw you off a freaking building. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They don't want your support. Y'all are so hypnotized by false propaganda. And us, Christians, we don't hate, you know, homosexuals. You can, like somebody said, you can hate the sin but not hate the sinner. I think that was Brother Michael. And me, that's your life. What you do behind closed doors, it's, yeah. Should I be preaching and banging on your door? No, I got my life to live. I have my own sins that I need to repent. I've got my own family to, I'm not worried about what's going on behind these closed doors. If I open it up, it smells like pardon my French, ass and sweat because they've been doing the nasty. I don't care. Do your thing. You answer to God, I'll answer to God, whatnot. But you're sitting there like, oh, we love Muslims and Muslim extremists and blah 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 blah. They will cut your head off as they rape little freaking boys, and that's a fact when it comes to Afghanistan.
exactly.
Really breed. Yeah, they got their own little kids. Basically, they clean up, they wash their feet and stuff, and they rape these 8 years old, 9-year old. And if the Quran says that homosexuality they should be killed, it just shows you how corrupt and disgusting that freaking um, Islamic ideology is, stone women to death, and all these women over in France and stuff that are being raped. It's disgusting. And here's another way. Okay, you bring them in, they kill a bunch of people. Now you bring them in and you bring them in with all these freaking diseases and crap. So, anyways, tens of thousands of refugees from uh, Liberia, what I call Libya. You've seen, yeah,
And I
talking
agree
about
with
Ebola.
I agree with what people are saying in the chat that a pandemic, a virus, a sickness, a flu, it don't matter what it is. It don't care who you are. It don't care what race you are. It don't care about your color, your creed, or anything. If it's going to get you, it's going to get you.
Exactly. But if you just say you're a suicide bomber, okay, and I agree with I can't even say your name. It should be Juan or Juan A. if you're a suicide bomber, you're willing to strap on something that's going to blow you to pieces. Would you be willing to take a shot of something that's going to infect you with some nasty stuff and cross the border or get on a plane? You would take out more people with an epidemic, something that is highly contagious, than blowing up maybe 10 or 20 people at a mosque. Or I'm just saying, this world that we're living in is, me personally, I don't think it's scary, but it's so corrupt, and it's so evil. That's
Oh,
why.
and sorry, Justin, but this was something else that I wanted to bring up, and I just remembered it.
No, go ahead,
The
brother.
World Health Organization is actually going into meetings on this. They are going in and trying to figure out how to take care of this. So for the WHO to now be calling an emergency meeting on this,
That's
this
huge.
can't be no distraction from what's going on over there. It can't be this. It can't be that. They are now seeing this as a possible worldwide pandemic. They want to
That's
take out
what I.
over. They want to take out over 90% of the population. Here you go. Start a pandemic. Start a virus. Start something we don't have a cure for.
Exactly. The
Bingo.
Bible
They,
states.
they and they keep trying, and that's why I think they brought back the second strain of Ebola. This is coming up. This is popping up.
Mm-hmm.
They keep trying to bring back things that don't have a cure right now. But as a human population and humans, the way we are, we're finding ways to fight it. Our bodies are trying to fight it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our bodies are trying to acclimate as fast, but it takes generations for your body,
Exactly.
yeah. So we go out, but it's not fear porn. And to be honest with you, um, uh, brother
Yep.
Vern, he's
We already brought
doing
that up,
much.
Tammy. Thank you. Russia does have a case in St. Petersburg. Uh, when I went over my notes in the beginning, that was something that I mentioned. I went over the places that I had already found out about, thanks to a friend of mine on Discord, Honeybee, and a friend of mine that I met through YouTube, and now we talk all the time, Anthony Brown. They both sent me all kinds of information, and I've actually, Christ, I woke up at 8:45 or so, 8:30, 8:45 this morning, and here it is, 1:30 in the afternoon. I spent my day checking into this, looking into this, going through notes, going through websites. Holy smokes, today was a full-time job on this one.
Welcome to the world of letting people know what's going on with the news. And I want to give a huge shout out real quick to brother Jason Arrington. Says, "What's up, guys? I'm at work. God bless everyone." That Jason Arrington, as many of y'all should know, is Jeff Arrington's brother. My brother's not by blood, but grew up with him. Jeff has the channel Scott County, Virginia Gun Owners, which has been a huge um, blessing to have him and Jason create that channel. Much love. But people don't realize that I guarantee in a month from now, maybe not even a month, this is going to be something huge. And like uh, Verne said in his second video this morning, not live, but this is why we prep. We prep for any and every disaster, may it be a flood, maybe a fire, maybe a war, hurricane, tornado, an epidemic like this. Some people have the ability to put on masks, to go ahead and shut the doors down, turn off their AC. I mean, it might not work. That if the epidemic gets so crazy that it can slip through cracks or whatever. I don't know, but if you got masks, you've got antibiotics, even though antibiotics don't help. But if you've got vitamin C, like somebody said in vitamin D, if you just don't overdo it, you can actually OD on vitamins. People don't realize this, but if you do too much, you can get sick.
Yeah,
Same
you
with
can
water.
OD on them.
Yeah, even with water, if you drink too much water, you can actually pretty much. I'm
Uh,
talking like chug and drown, But tell me what your idea on prepping is when it comes to a future or possible pandemic like this with this virus?
Well, first I want to answer.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
hope I say your name right, Jose Maldonado.
Well, you can read better
Can
than
this
what.
virus be transported through the water supply? Just asking. Sorry. No need to be sorry for that question. That is a good question.
Great
That
question.
is something that has not been brought up yet. The Chinese government, their whatever it's called there, I have the name of it. Their NHC hasn't brought up anything on that. And I think that might be something the WHO will address in their meeting. So far, as far as we know, it is spread through your saliva, which means
water.
cough,
Yeah.
sneeze. But yeah, as far as the water supplies goes, we're not sure yet. There's been no word on that, so I'd hate to say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to leave it at that part.
Well,
And
other countries, they don't use as much chemicals to kill bacteria and viruses like us. So other countries
yeah,
possible. I just want to say, hey, real quick to Truth Seeker 2020. If you all would like, click on his name and subscribe. I was in his live chat the other night. Still not feeling well, but you want to talk about a bunch of people that are wide awake. If you see him in the chat, Truth Seeker 2020. Really, really cool live stream. A lot of laid back people like we are. Subscribe. But going back to what you were saying, if you know, water, can it be transferred by water?
as far as from what I've seen and the studying I've done so far, I can't truly answer that yes or no, but nobody's saying it can. And another thing I just want to put out there is I know this may not be everybody's type of music or their cup of coffee, but if you want to see true facts and true numbers on our military, our veterans, I recommend just you can even leave the sound off to this video, even though in the song it's an awesome song. It's not real heavy. It's by Five Finger Death Punch, and it's called "Wrong Side of Heaven." I've had friends who literally they're not into my kind of music, but they sat here, and I'm talking full-grown people older than me, and I'm 50. Listen to this song and read the words on it, and I've watched guys older than me sit here and literally break down crying when they read what's on it because they didn't realize how bad it was. And that's why Five Finger Death Punch put out that video. It's the official video of that song, and that's why they put it out, was to bring out the truth behind what's going on with all that. It goes over the numbers. It literally goes over the numbers.
And they're all veterans. I was just seeing something that happened. True Seeker 2020, Crystal Gypsy. She's our sister in Christ. She's been here since the Giddy Up. I seen where she accidentally timed you out for 300 seconds. I guarantee she apologized, said she didn't do it on purpose. I've done it before on accident many times. Go ahead and click on if somebody might accidentally delete. Like it's going so fast and you see somebody above you and you try to click on that as a moderator and you hit delete or timeout and you don't realize you just timed out the wrong person. It's an accident, so no ill feelings or whatever. You didn't get timed out here because you're an awesome channel. That was just simply an accident from Sister Gypsy.
Yeah, she said she meant to like his page.
Yep. See, accidents happen. So, yeah, please don't get deterred from that. Well, we're doing all this talking. You don't stop saying you're sorry. No reason to be sorry. Accidents happen. Sorry doesn't die on this channel.
Now, to bring up the reason, Justin, did you ask anybody if they could? Do we even have anyone in here who knows how to do that link that you posted?
Yeah, I posted it up. As a matter of fact, that's what I was getting ready to do. It's still in the chat. Now, What the heck did I do? All right, I
The
want.
virus comes from China, but has the name Corona. Weird. I agree. Poor man's outdoors. Why is it named after a Mexican beer?
Right. Well, as many of y'all know, Prepper Verne, he is a new member to our family. He's trying hard, and he's actually he's doing a great job. And I was very impressed with his testimony the other night. I did a shout out, and I want to thank everybody for supporting him and listening to his past, because everybody, if it wasn't for our past, we wouldn't be who we are today. Many of y'all know my testimony. Um, Growing up as a child from my father and my stepfather, etc., and fighting, alcoholism, etc., and then slipping and falling. But Brother Verne, I'm extremely proud of him, and I think that us as a family, actually, some people think, oh, you're on social media, that's not a true family. Well, in this day and age, it's just like the wagon wheel. Everything's changing. When you have support and love and prayer from people that you don't even know, like Brother Mark, right on, prayers, people pray for you, and they actually take the time to pray. So I'm putting up Brother Verne's PayPal link, and if anybody that comes across this, he's so passionate about this. And I'm not trying to say this in a way to upset you, Vern, but where you're at right now, yeah, you may have a few friends, but you've been in Florida for 3 years, but I believe that we're like a part of your new family,
Yeah, you are.
and we love you, we adore you, and I think the world of you, and you crack me up, and would love for you to have more capability. And that's why I'm going to keep putting up your PayPal account. If somebody wants to throw in $3 or $4, whatever, and it adds up, because you're trying to get this computer and trying to have to get your Wi-Fi, which is, you said it was what, $20 to sign up?
Yeah,
And,
it's $20 to get the Wi-Fi going,
mm,
and it'll be I think it was like $34 after taxes a month.
right.
And the laptop that I found on sale is $179, which has the webcam and everything through it,
Yeah.
and stuff like this. I'll
I'm,
do a
I'm,
5 minute video,
I'm gonna
and
cut
it'll
you
take.
off. I'm gonna cut you off right there. You have YouTubers that ask for thousands of dollars for new cameras to go out on this and that. You're saying a laptop for 179 that has everything you need. Um, I just saw something. I'm blessed to have found this family. You all. That was from Sister Rhonda R. Just disappeared. Scroll up. But that's what I'm talking about. Awesome. Much love. Um, I don't mean to cut you off, but like you said, you went to Walmart and you found all you needed in a computer, $179, which not,
Yep.
I'm the one that said I'm gonna put your PayPal out there, because you might find somebody, even if it's 20 or 30, and you're working, and maybe you're 20 or 30 short, or you're 50 short. Bada boom, bada bing, by the grace of God, um, somebody's gonna reach out because they want to hear more from you. And all the stuff that I've learned from you, like I said, may save my life one day. Sorry if my voice sounds so funny. I got that Chinese flu, but somebody could be watching a video like we talked about and saying, okay, oh, I remember Verne told me how to survive this way and this way, blah, blah. Right there, everybody's life is priceless. So if you were to save somebody's life just from doing a video, do you imagine? You know what I mean? Which I guarantee there's a possibility it could happen. Even like I said,
Oh,
the snare traps.
and if they reached out to me and told me about it, I'd
Mhm.
actually put out a video out and let them give their testimony. I'd give them the floor for it.
How many
And
people? How many people each year run off the road in a blizzard and on back roads and stuff? and don't know how to, they may have a lighter, but don't know exactly, how to start a fire and how to place everything. Look for birchwood trees. You know what I mean? Certain things, but they could watch videos from you. They might just, you never know. They might have just went to the store and bought some Vaseline because their lips are chapped for their family, and then they got cotton balls or just even tissue paper. Now they know they have a way to start a fire. They keep warm. They have some food, some whatever. And because you taught them that petroleum jelly, or Vaseline or whatever, you can start fires with, you just saved a life. You just might save the whole family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people ask, and Verne's not asking, I just said, "What's your PayPal link?" Um, Even like I said, I don't know. $1 is it's a way to, it's like gratitude. And a lot of us, we don't have the money to give, but $1. But I see these big channels that have 150,000, 300,000, 400,000, and they always say drop a dollar in the bucket on the way out. Here's my PayPal link, and I'll have the PayPal link just steady running on the bottom. So, anyways, I'm just going to keep putting your PayPal link up there, and if somebody finds it in their heart to give you a couple dollars and it adds up, I want you to get that laptop.
Yeah, because then like this video, uh, me and you wouldn't have had to get together. I could have had the video and have you come on to help me out with things,
Yeah,
because I literally work through my phone and the data on my phone.
hmm I got up to 5,000 subscribers with a phone and a broken little tablet, and it was brutal. But
Yep.
$179. Um, Shoot, that's cheap. If I had it right now, I'd give it to you. But it just
Uh,
if you go on these bigger channels, just watch all the super chats and watch all the like agenda free TV, this and that, which is good people, don't get me wrong. But you'll see 50, 60, 80, $100 super chats, and they only get 40% of those. You know, if somebody were to give me a super chat right now, um, or wait, YouTube gets 40% of that super chat. PayPal, but this
yeah.
could be something if you heard about, okay, PayPal, and then um, just say a week or two later, you have a little extra money, you just want to help, and then you can go back to the channel, you can find his link and send it to him, or just simply ask. This is not begging for money. This is saying, hey, I would really like to do more. I would really like to teach you all more. I love this family. I want to help you out because I care and I love about you, or I love you all. I want you all to be protected. And sometimes I need not props, but I need certain things. I need to pay my bills. I want a computer so I can expand to give you more wealth and knowledge and not have to rely on a cell phone that, sometimes loses signal. So that's all I got to say about that. It's not PayPal panhandling.
Uh, Lisa asked, "Can I share it? Can I share it with my post?" I'm not sure what she's talking about. She just typed that up there. I saw that in the chat.
Hold on. I will listen as veterans. I probably will cry. I think she's talking to.
Yeah, the five, and I'm telling you now,
Oh,
as
yeah.
a veteran,
Five
it
finger.
will bring tears to your eyes.
They're awesome. Five finger death punch. They're awesome.
Yeah, and it's the song
Oh, they're
"Wrong Side
videos.
of Heaven."
Gold Penny, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. I would have loved for you to give that to Brother Vern. And to be honest with you, no, Vern's not in Canada. He's actually in Florida. But Gold
I,
Penny,
I,
God bless you for that $10 super chat. That means the world to me. And what I'm actually going to do is re-gift it when it comes through, and I'm going to give it to Brother Vern because he's in definitely he's not he's he's more passionate than most YouTubers ever. And if you go back and watch his live stream that he did, where it was like his testimony,
Yep.
you'll learn so much. And thank you so much
But
for your super chat. That's all.
Diane,
But I'll
don't
pay it
get too.
forward. I won't keep it for myself.
I'm
Uh,
not from Canada. I'm from Maine. You can't get no
oh,
farther north than Maine before you hit Canada here on the East Coast.
not at all. Gold Penny won once again. Thank you so much. That's tremendous. And like I said, I'm going to pay it forward to Brother Verne. Um, and once again, thumbs up. I love that. And that, it's not even always about money, but like even Verne said, and that's what helped me through a lot of things, like with when I lost my brother. I didn't do a lot of videos afterwards, but I would still come back and I would watch these videos that we made before, and people would say, "Hey, somebody, wish I could do. God bless you guys." That's a $5 melody. Don't. Thank you very much for the super chat, but this is for Vern. Hold on, I'm gonna put Vern's PayPal there. If somebody chooses to, I'm gonna do it over and over again because I don't want PayPal's they're wonderful, but they wish I could do more. God bless you all. $5 is humongous. $10 is humongous. Um, Vern was so, pardon my French, hell bent on getting this news out to all you all and how it relates to prepping, etc., and how to protect yourself. So this basically, even in the title, this is his live stream. Just because I won't shut up because I talk too much, but so that those, even though the YouTube takes a percentage out, I'm still going to PayPal Brother Vern the $15 because he contacted me, and then this is all him. He wanted to get it all out to you all, even though we have the same audience. We have a, a bigger audience on this side, but if he had the ability to purchase the computer, etc., then the audience would be flipped. It would all still be us, but he would be able to bring me on as a guest, and I think that's well deserved. I think a man that's willing to sit there for an hour to make a beer can stove just to teach you all, hey, this is what you can do if in an SHTF situation, and give you all the information, plus make a video, a live stream, and open up and tears coming out of his eyes. You should have seen me. I was boo-hooing, had snot coming out of my nose, etc. But that meant the world to me that he felt close enough and felt the love coming from all you all that he could open himself up finally, and say, look, this is my story. And I guarantee you, the longer he stays on and the more you all support him, not through money, just support him through prayer and all that, he's going to open up more. And, he means the world to me, and thank God for Marfugal, which I'm not a huge fan, but, if it wasn't for me clicking on Marfugal, I woke up in the middle of the night, had to use the bathroom, and I just clicked on the TV, and then boom, who was on there? It was Verne via the phone talking about the minnow trap. And I was like, this guy sounds intriguing. Verne Marfugal showed the video for like a millisecond, and I was like, that really didn't show me much. I want to check this guy's channel out. I saw the minnow trap, and I thought it was really cool how I did it. So I subscribed. I contacted him, gave him a shout out video, and it's been history ever since. And he's a solid brother. So well, Melody says crap. We'll just send it to Verne. Hold on 1 second. We'll just send it to Verne. Thank you, Verne. I subscribed to your channel on the 20th. That's from Melody Dawn. She gave the $5 super chat, which is huge.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And for y'all that aren't able to give super chats, definitely the power of prayer. Prayer is more valuable than any dollar amount, but it definitely helps out. So, Vern, when I get off here, holy crap, where do you see this?
And Diane Blue, thank you. Doing that testimony was actually hard. That was harder than doing my first video.
Can you read the chat?
I'm getting down there. Yeah, I just wrote down Mark's email address.
No,
I'm still working.
I'm gonna let him read this one, Robbie. That's awesome. Or Ruby. I can't.
Thank you, Ruby Doo.
Ruby Doo. I'm sorry, I said Robbie. Vern for your computer. Love you, Ruby Doo. That is
she's part of my Discord group.
That's great. All right, dude. I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm gonna take your money and run with it. You all are fantastic, and this is what I want. And everybody will tell you on this channel. We always, like I said, we've saved, right? Not saved, raised so much money for wounded warriors and other brothers and sisters in Christ. Even Sister Sue, helped her with her taxes. That her kids, she could have lost her land. Her kids refused to help her out with. But what do? We all got together, we raised money, and we paid her taxes. You remember that, Crystal Gypsy? Same with Sister Sandy Kay. Her heat went out in her house in Kentucky, and she had her grandkids. We raised money for her so she could buy heat for her house. This is what we do here. That's why I wanted to get back in the stream, because you all give me life, give me purpose again. After I lost my brother, I felt I've never been in such a hurtful place. But
and that's actually when I first started watching you, was just before that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just checking, after we exchanged phone numbers, just checking on you. Hey man, you doing okay? Because that's and
it meant a lot. It always means a lot. And real quick, DB says, I send my prayers. It just went up. If it's not about money. And need to make my youngest a doctor. Okay, yeah, Sister Lisa. Well, when your youngest becomes a doctor, please have him send me and Brother Verne a super chat. DB says, send my prayers because all my money goes to neutering fertile cats. I thought
yeah.
I read that wrong. I read that wrong. I thought it said something about neutering something men. I was like, what?
No, neutering feral cats.
Exactly. And thank you all. Like I said, that money's going to go straight to Brother Verne. Y'all are awesome. And, it's just one step. Brother Jeff, if it wasn't for his brother and his family helping me out, Jeff Arrington and Jason and all them helping me out when I was in, desperate times, I would have had nothing. Those are my true family. He said sometimes it's a greater blessing just to stop and help one another. Amen. And Jason's the type of person, if you blew your tires out, you're on the side of the road, no matter what. If it was raining, pouring, he would stop and he would do whatever he could. He would change your tires. He would drive you wherever. That's my brother Jason. And
now I don't see this name in chat, so I'm not going to say who it was. But thank you for that PayPal just now.
The PayPal that you just got, Ruby?
No, I know Ruby's.
Oh, you got a PayPal. Awesome.
Yep. And like I said, I don't see the name in chat, so I don't want to call out the real name in case they're using, like a lot of people. hidden names on here.
Well, whoever gave Vern a PayPal, thank you so much and God bless. And it brought tears to Vern's eyes, and you got me getting choked up. That's why I couldn't watch. I was telling Jennifer, I said, it's hard for me to watch because when you wanted to do your testimony, you were getting choked up. And I'm a big sissy. If we watch a movie and it's something sad, I'll be boohooing. I'll look over at Jennifer and she'll be dry eyed, just I'm like, you don't, that doesn't get you emotional. She's like, oh yeah. She looks at the logic of everything. But whoever sent Brother Vern a PayPal donation, thank you all so much, and thank you so much for the super chats. And what I will do, even though YouTube takes a percentage, I don't care. I just sent out a bunch of stuff for eBay. So when that money hits in, I think 2 days, 3 days tops, I'll just transfer it right over to Brother Vern. And, he can keep fighting the good fight and keeping everybody, you know,
Yeah, and
what's going
like we were talking about earlier, just with the new directions that I'm going with the channel, doing the news blurbs, trying to keep, still want to keep going with the prepping stuff. And the other day on my live show, right, where the idea of me doing a couple cooking videos, like how I make everything I do, pretty much I do on the grill. I make my nachos. I even make them on the grill. I cook pizza on the grill.
right. I think
So,
we found who gave you. I don't mean to cut you off, Mildred. Mildred is not my real name. That's a Nikki name, smiley faces. So if that came from you,
okay. All right. Thank you,
from
Mildred.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off. True Seeker 2020 sent me. I liked and sub. Looking forward to your channel content. Thank you there, Mal and Ho. I can't read. I'm sick anyway.
Mowing hose.
Mowing hose.
Mowing hose.
Mowing hose.
Like you're mowing your lawn and you ran over the hose.
Yeah, some people have some. I tell you what, they put a lot of thought into their names. Most people don't want to admit what's happening in the world. It's a bit of a shock. Dadgummit, this thing. It's a bit of a shock to your
And
system. It truly is.
Mark, I did write down your email address, so I have that written down here with all my cliff notes, the stuff that I went by today.
All right, Deaf Breed says True Seeker sent me to say hi. How to your channel sub. Much love there, Deaf Bread. Deaf Breed. Sorry, if I'm saying it right. I'm currently sick. I got that ninja flu from China because I put on my Superman cape last night and I flew all the way to China. And hey, they got the best Chinese food there, and then flew back. But thank you very much for. I just want to thank everybody for the support. When Vern and I were talking, never ever mentioned any help for his new computer, and not one bit. And then I said, "Hey, what about your PayPal?" And he was reluctant to give it to me. He gave it to me and threw it up. Thank you there, True Seeker. Much appreciated. And likewise, everybody, if you see True Seeker 2020, please subscribe. Awesome channel. Awesome brother. I want to smoke now. Juan says, and that's another thing. When it comes to Vern, he's on the verge of trying to quit smoking, but he goes the cheapest route.
I roll them.
Yeah, and it's not like he spent. When I sent him his first PayPal months ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
And what'd you do? Instead of buying cigarettes, this and that, you went out and you bought a knife or something, to go towards your prepping. And you didn't have to do that. It's your money to do with that, whatever. But
right here, Justin, this is what you got me.
Yeah, Vern is a bad influence because see that? That's pretty nice. And guess what?
It's razor sharp.
And it just goes to show you that when you do, you're a man of your word. That if somebody donates something to you, you're not just going to blow it on cigarettes. Cigarettes, yeah. I'm getting ready to light this one up, and I'm gonna cough all over the place. But
Well, the reason why I'm smoking even more right now is because it kind of helps me bury emotions.
I, no, I feel you. I understand, but that's one thing that that's going to be a huge bartering tool um, in a SHTF situation. But okay,
Oh
since
shoot! Imagine. Okay, I get a carton of cigarettes out of one of these bags.
mhm.
Now, if you hand roll them the size as left-handed cigarettes, imagine how many you get out of this and how much of a bartering tool that would be.
Oh, absolutely, it'd be huge. Do
And
not
also
know.
be
Did not know Trump sent our military to Saudi Arabia. That's another topic we'll talk on here soon. Um, to, um, yes, deaf breed or I'm thinking no deaf bread. Am I saying that right? B R
deaf
E
bread.
D.
Yeah,
Huh?
BRED is bread, as in the dog's
Yeah,
bread.
I was thinking of like bread. Like, okay, deaf bread. He said smoking does help buffer emotions, and it does, and it's a shame. But I want to jump back on. How did you get turned sideways, dude?
Oh, I touched my screen and went to do something, and it's trying to log me into something else that I don't want it to.
Oh, you're definitely. There you go. Um, bef-
I was trying to read a name.
Barium. Okay, yeah, I know. Little bear mare. Just jumping on to say hello at work. Can't talk. Sister Sports Fan, aka Sister Minnie. Much love. She actually works with. She's a teacher that works with autistic children. That's why I adore her and Sister Lisa. Lisa has two wonderful autistic children. I know most everybody's background here, like the Watchmen. Wonderful father who's been, fighting.
Oh, deaf breed.
Um,
So it is breed, but
it
the
is
way he has it spelled, it's bread.
okay. I win that one. So,
Yeah, you do.
all right.
And
So,
just going by a name and what I see in chat, DB, I think that one was you because of the initials.
okay. Real quick, once again, Watchmen, proud daddy, loves his girls. I remember when he was going through a real hard time when going through a divorce situation where his significant other tried to keep his children away. The power of prayer and his unwillingness to give up. Now he spends a lot of time with his kids. Brother Mark, you're new to the channel. I will know your history. I'll know your background. I'll never forget it. Same. Okay, so Tammy, she's addicted to chocolate, so I'll never forget that. It's
Sorry,
bread.
Justin, it is bread.
Bread. Okay, deaf bread. Uh, JD,
Oh, I got to learn to read.
when the boys go online. Yeah, Cool Kim. Cool Kim is Jeff Arrington, Jason Arrington's sister that I grew up around. Wonderful, love her to death. She is my sister. So anytime Jeff or when Jeff goes live, please text me because I keep missing their live streams.
Uh,
Tammy, I'll never forget that you're addicted to chocolate. That's for sure. DB, I quit cigarettes last leap day. Hell, I don't even know when that was. So doing better than I am. I'm sick as a dog.
leap year is every 4 years, ain't it?
That's what I thought, but I don't remember the last time.
So that could have been, I
Well, she
think
said
the
leap
last one we
day.
had was 3 years ago.
That's leap day. I don't know about leap year.
Well, leap day is the leap year, ain't it? The day that we leap. So it'd be the missing day every year.
Yeah, I remember I
That's the
dated
way I understand it.
Kimmy might know when I went to Boones Creek Middle School. I was dating what was this girl's name? Her grandma was a teacher, and she was my teacher. She was meaner than heck. Uh, fifth grade English teacher, Miss Bingham. No, it wasn't Miss Bingham. I can't remember, but she was born on leap year, so technically she was like 4 years old or 8 years old. You know, they used to pick on me,
Yep.
and yeah, we only dated for a minute. You know that hey, will you go with me? Leave that you know note, pass that note, or leave it in their locker. And you never really talk to each other, just write notes back and forth. Yeah, that's my tie with leap year. Sometimes you can quit because you get this is going up so fast. I wish I could stop
You
my.
get the pains and you need to smoke.
Amen. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Look, let's.
Cool Kim. A message to pass on to Jeff. I do believe it's the upper right-hand corner. When you go live, he'll see the 3 slashes. Click on that. Click on the send. Yeah.
Oh, you make it moderator.
No, send invites.
Oh, that's what I don't have here.
That's how little Leonard. That's how little Leonard knew that I was on the other day, because he did get the notification. He did get the notification because I do click on that, but a lot of people don't get them.
The one, oh, okay. I thought you're doing it from the phone. I was thinking from the computer. It has like at the bottom, it has the microphone, the camera, the gear for settings, the monitor, and then it has the little human body with the ad. That's how you hit invites. Maybe I'm looking at something else wrong, but
Yeah, the notifications. I'm
uh,
talking notifications for YouTube.
Truth Seeker sending all kinds of people over. I'm gonna have to put out another like a solid shout out video for them when I get my voice back. But we have Jackie Evans from Truth Seeker.
Wow.
High Locked and Loaded. God bless. Uh, Bobby Cash, water and coffee. That's all about coffee. That's one thing I tell you in the SHGF situation. Um, may it be an epidemic, may it be a collapse of our economy, something else. I have a lot of stuff to barter with. Now that's why I buy a lot of 22 shells, you know, because they're cheap. You know, I've got my 308s. I've got my, you know, for my. I'm not going. Supposedly, I can't show off all my guns like I used to on YouTube, or they're gonna kick me off. But that was quick, and y'all didn't see that. But anyways, when it comes to bartering, I will never ever give up my coffee.
Heck with coffee. Find that wild mint and have some mint tea.
No way, dude.
Oh, dude, that stuff is awesome. Or what's even better,
Not coffee, brother. I got
find the north.
my
Find the
long-term.
north.
No,
Find the north side
cut you
of a
off.
white birch. Listen, this is your wild coffee.
This is the
Find the white.
right here.
Find the north side of a white birch tree.
Well, guess what?
And
I
it's
don't have a
usually-
compass. I don't even want to hear it. I don't have a compass. I don't know what's north or south or east or west.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Go ahead.
So
tell
turn
me.
backwards. So it's usually shoulder height or above. You'll see big black knuckles on a white birch tree.
Mhm.
Cut that off, let it dry, grind it up, and dude, that's nature's coffee.
Really? Tastes like coffee too?
Yeah,
Bubba News in the
it
house.
tastes like a chocolate mix.
Oh, does it? I need to taste coffee. I drink it black.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help you.
Well, I'll think about it when SHGF happens, and if I go out there and I cut a chunk off of a tree and I boil it and spend all that time dry it out, and it tastes like chocolate, I'm gonna be pissed, and I will track you down. I will hunt you down. I'm kidding. Everybody, the Bubba News is in the house. Howdy, brother. He's been keeping a close eye on this epidemic as well. He's a solid news channel. Love him to death. He is he's funny, and I'm new to his channel. He's a excited dad. He loves being a Christian. He loves our Heavenly Father. He loves putting the news out there. He's got more energy than a freaking hamster on our hamster wheels. It trips me out. But anyways, we're gonna step back and we're gonna go right back to the topic we were talking about. And then I got to get off here and rest my voice because I sound like I don't know. I don't even know what I sound like, but I don't think I sound like this in person. All right, so let's get back to your notes there, Brother Verne.
Well, I haven't found out any more information, and I saw that Anthony Brown was in here a little while ago,
Right.
and that is the one that, like he's the one that I gave the shout out for giving me that most excellent text to wake up to and getting me started on all this today.
Right.
But yeah, until I find out more information, I've pretty much covered everything on that I know.
Well, there's new people that have come in, so sometimes we got to do a recap. And
All right. So what we'll do is, what page?
Now, people that are new in here, this is Verne Prep and Survival. He's not I'd say a fairly new channel, but he is a wealth of extreme useful. That's my brother said to me, useless knowledge.
Useless knowledge.
Yeah, my brother used to say, "Yeah, you're a wealth of useless knowledge" to me as a joke. But Bubba says, "Please recap," because he's following as well, and I'm sure Bubba knows. Bubba knows, but added this to my True Seeker playlist. All right, Jackie, thank you very much. Yeah, let's slam it down there, bud. Tell everybody the danger.
All right. This is the information that I found out through the things that I've looked up through Anthony Brown, who sent me a text this morning and a little bit more information through text, and Honeybee, who's on my Discord group.
Mm-hmm.
And the countries so far, there's 8 of them that's reporting cases.
Mm-hmm.
We have Macau, I hope I say that right.
That sounds about right.
Japan and Russia are all reporting 1 case. The USA, everybody knows about the one that's in Seattle, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard that there are 2 other possible cases here in the United States. And then we have Hong Kong with 2 cases, Thailand with 4 cases, and mainland China, the last I saw, is up to 541 that they are reporting. The number of deaths rose almost overnight from 9 to 17.
Correct. Yeah, and that's huge. And like Mark is going to do videos. I think he's talking to somebody else. 3 cases in the U.S. Yep, just like
Yep.
Bubba New's been on top of this, and a lot of, like I said to Verne, and we both agreed on the reason why China wanted to suppress the amount of people that are infected is because they rely on one, tourism, not as much as they used to, and the stock market. Watch the stock market crash, the Asian market crash, knowing that there's an epidemic. Now they said that the mask to cover your face, I watched this morning, went up a little bit, but watch the markets. They are a communist regime. You know, Trump, yeah, he likes to flam. I got a good relationship with Jinping, Pang Chang, Wada Bing Bang, whatever the hell his name is. Can't think of it right offhand. But yeah, he may have a good relationship. But you know, a lot of people don't realize it's not just the president or whatever. A lot of people run the government all over the place.
Yep.
So,
and the other part,
hold on,
the other part what I was talking about earlier.
I gotta say this. I gotta cut you off.
Yep.
The reason why that they would keep the numbers low is because they don't want to lose revenue and they don't want to lose money, like I said. And this could be huge. This could not destroy them,
good.
but especially the days we're living in with the military strength, the money they need to build this and that. My opinion. Go ahead. Thank you all. I have to get to work. Thank you so much, Jackie Evans 333 for stopping in and subscribing. All right, you have the floor again, Verne Prep and Survival, aka Brother Verne.
And the other thing that I also found out besides them locking down the city, pretty much trying to quarantine the whole city, is that on Tuesday, the NHC upgraded it to a Class B threat, but they are treating it as a Class A.
Right.
And all new infections must be reported within 2 hours and monitored. And with it being treated as a Class A, they can shut down the city. That's people coming into, out of, and the way you move around the city. Pretty much the way we'd see martial law is what they're treating this as now is we can close you down. We can tell you when to go, where to go, how to go, and where you can and can't go.
Well, I just want to read you something that is huge that I caught out of the corner of my eye, which goes to prove to you. I said, remember how these scientists, they can manipulate viruses and they can make superbugs. Bubba News, which we're going to, after we get off here, check in there. He said he's got locked and loaded, gonna post a link. They have the vaccine. My sources gave it to me. If that's true, that they already have a vaccine of the superbug, that means what? They created this superbug.
Exactly.
So thank you, Bubba News. MRC estimates 4,000 cases now. They just up the MRC. They just upgraded it to 4,000 cases.
And remember, I was saying earlier that how the people working in the hospital, when they were saying that they only had 300, said, "Oh no, we're treating 1,700 in the hospitals." So that right there goes to show they're playing with the numbers. They're hiding everything.
Exactly. And
that's Bubba News. That's the name of the town. I didn't get to the other part of my notes. Wuhan, they're basically in quarantine, and that's the city of 11 million people. Yep. They're shutting down the transportation and canceling flights.
Exactly. And it's a good question. Imagine if that happened here. There's a possibility that is going to happen here because of that, you know.
And just like he said, just to put that in perspective, New York City itself is only about 9 million people. So we're talking 3 million more people in this Wuhan area.
I'm telling you, man. It says it in the Bible. Hey, Bubba News, can you read can you type in the scripture about famines? And I can't remember offhand.
There we go, Justin. With what he just put, they are now scared of the mosquitoes transmitting this, just coming out via Twitter, which tells me and you what we were saying earlier.
Bloodborne.
It's bloodborne.
Yep.
It's not only when you sneeze and cough and wipe your hand on your neighbor's shirt.
Not airborne. It's bloodborne and airborne. It's
yep.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. I don't know if I was going to say, where the heck's my Bible? That wouldn't have been good. I've got Bibles everywhere. Oh my God. Unless you want to type it out real quick. All right, keep talking.
Yeah, and I was reading the part about the AIDS and stuff. Now, they've been scared about mosquitoes transmitting AIDS forever. But one thing people need to realize, when a mosquito bites you and fills up with blood, they can only fill up so much. That's why you can literally, mosquitoes biting you there, hold your skin like this, make it so the mosquito can't pull out. That mosquito is going to explode. They can only carry so much blood to take back to their babies. And why AIDS never transformed in that direction, I don't know. But a mosquito won't bite more than once, from what I understand, because once they've got their blood, they got to fly back. They only have a 24-hour life. Their mission is get born, be a vampire, feed the babies, and die.
That's I think the normal mosquito might last three or 4 days. That's the certain. I might be wrong, but I'm almost positive. But I think when they say mosquitoes don't carry, no offense, if I'm sitting at a grill, barbecue, if I'm sitting, are you ready for a patient or a patent? Oh, the patent. I don't know. I can't even. My eyes all blurry right now. Um, Ground zero. Oh, patent on the look and behold the ashes and so yeah. The vaccine patent. I was just reading what Jason was saying.
How did I know that they're right there you go, people. That's what it is.
What the
A
hell?
push for the vaccine.
What's that? Well, yeah, of course.
If it's a vaccine patent, no thanks.
No, he was being sarcastic in a way about the
Oh,
vaccine. They already have it
oh,
out there,
okay, yeah.
but
I was gonna say, if that's the case, that's what they have, how to deal with it now is a vaccine that they all of a sudden came up with.
that's what he's saying. That they already have the vaccine for it, and he put a link. He's going to put a link to it. Thank you, Jason. Revelations chapter 6, verse 8. My mind got kind of taken aside when you said about AIDS being or HIV or AIDS. Now, I don't care what anybody says or any doctor. Just say you have, God forbid, you're HIV positive or you have AIDS. You're sitting next to me at a barbecue grill, and a mosquito lands on you and bites me or bites you.
Yep.
But it just
Doesn't
happens
fill up with doesn't fill up with blood and goes to the next victim.
when it goes to bite me and I smack it. Well, right there, we just mixed our blood, and I have a small. You know how small that virus is.
Oh, I
That
know.
virus goes in the belly of the multi. I don't know how many, 100,000 million in the belly of a mosquito. Boom. How do they tell people that a mosquito cannot carry the HIV virus? I think it's
I don't
personally.
know. They're also claiming that like when the mosquito bites you, it has some sort of something that it injects into you, and that's why you bubble up. But they also claim, from what I remember from school, that when they do that, that also keeps them from getting the viruses and the supposedly keeps them from getting these human viruses and stuff. But yet they they have the West Nile disease. They have this. They have that. If that's the case, what I learned in school is the case, and that's the truth. These mosquitoes are being made with them viruses. They're made to be carried in mosquitoes.
Look with that same thing. I'm missing a bunch of really good comments here, and if y'all talking amongst each other, we're not ignoring you. But my mind just keeps going blank. I don't know what it is. It must be this virus.
I think
But,
Jason typed in that verse that you were looking up.
no, I was talking about. I know, but I did catch that. Bubba got it right. Jason, not your fault, but um, these like how do you think the African killer bee was created? In a
By
lab.
patent.
In a lab. It honestly was a bee that they wanted to be. I forgot exactly the whole story, but the killer bee was an accident supposedly created by scientists in the lab, by just like how they make flowers and stuff, cross mixing DNA and this and that, and they were going to make this bee. I forgot the reason why. I studied it in high school, but then supposedly this whole hive got out of this scientist, or not scientists, this teacher's whatever bull crap, and they started flying around, and then yada yada yada. Next thing you know, we have killer bees all over in South America, etc. So Modog, new in the house. There are people I know who have done their studies and say HIV lives for over 24 hours. That is the truth. And that in the right conditions, in the right temperature, uh,
Exactly.
dies in within not hours. I learned that. How did I learn that? From being locked up in the boogie ward back in the day, psych ward, cut myself. Um, they say that in the right temperatures, in the right climate, the AIDS virus will live 24, possibly longer, 24 hours. That's the truth.
Yep.
But they ain't gonna tell the
Well,
uh,
that's like Lyme disease. Where'd that come from?
ticks, but I don't know where it came from.
Now, the name of the disease is Lyme, New
Well,
York.
well yeah, really. I know it's all now.
Now,
Southern,
there's an island offshore that they do studies through science for, and it is used for making stuff like that. What happened? Oh wait, yeah, we here. Let's go to this island and we'll make this disease and we'll give it to the ticks and we'll study it. Oh, guess what? We didn't think a seagull will fly out to the island, then fly back to the mainland with a tick, and boom! All of a sudden, now the tick's passing it on.
telling you, man, it's a crazy world,
U.S. government.
and a lot of people that are asleep behind the wheel think that we're all crazy, and a lot of the truthers here, many of us think that we're crazy, but when things get bad, we're head that down that path right now. Um, I wouldn't say we'd be the last ones laughing, but they'll be the ones banging at our door, begging for help. So, anyways, I'm gonna get off here. Oh, hello, Truth Seeker sent me. Job. I'm gonna have to have you say it's got the cat. Jab Neil 7. Jab. I'm terrible with
Where's
every
this one?
right above Bubba News. Just came up. Truth Seeker sent me. Subscribed you. Wow, Truth Seeker sent all kinds of people here. Um, Loyal subs. I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to do a huge shout out later on this afternoon. Please, if you
Oh,
can, everybody that's sub to Verne's Prep and Survival at the bottom. Matter of fact, let me get a link to one of your videos. Um, my brother
I know
Verne.
I can't do any typing with this.
Yeah, I can do it. I didn't
But
even think.
welcome everybody who came in late. Modog.
Yeah, I urge you all to please, if you have time, go back through the live stream, and another thing too, Vern. After this is over and it is posted, go on there and put your name in the comment section. And
Yep.
hold on, I'm trying to get your. I'm sicker than a dog right now, but
So that's
go
so
ahead.
the
But
end. The WHO is they're going to do a formal declaration. Did you say that's at? I saw Bubba News actually put a time on that, but so the WHO with their meeting, they're going to come out with a formal declaration on this, I guess.
mm-hmm. I think that's what did Bubba say that's in a hour or how long?
I'm looking for it
Yes, 4 p.m. Eastern
at
time.
4 p.m.
All
Eastern
right.
time. So an hour and a half.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pray us out the best way I can. I know a lot of people are firm believers that you need to take your hat off in prayer, but I have a strong relationship with our Heavenly Father, and He forgives me. At least I ask Him to, because it takes too much work taking this off. I've got hair. Anyways, bear with me when I bend over. I'm not going to be able to talk very well at all. But Heavenly Father, we come here today. We thank you for the knowledge that you instilled into Brother Verne to find on this terrifying virus, Lord, that I know was put together and sought out by such evil forces that the devil holds. Lord, please continue to have uh, Bubba News, Verne, true seeker, many other true seekers do a wealth of knowledge to go ahead and find a way to protect ourselves from this bug. Lord, many of us do not fear death. We fear death for our children and our loved ones. We don't want to see them pass away, Lord. I know it is, in a sense, selfish, in effect, because we don't want to lose them for our own selfish reasons, because um, you have more need for them than we do, as they say. But Lord, I ask you for the wisdom, and I ask you to give Bubba News wisdom, Truth Seeker wisdom, Brother Verne wisdom, Jeff Arrington wisdom, um, Crystal Gypsy, everybody that's on here, wisdom to pass along. So if this does come at us like a tidal wave, we are able to protect ourselves and keep our families safe from this bug. Lord, we let go of fear. We're not afraid of it. If this is how we go to heaven, death is swift, heaven is forever. But please, if there's a different route, then let us know. Just, we ask for the Holy Spirit to please give us um, wisdom in times like this. And please, Lord, I pray that you take away everybody's fear, because I hold no fear of death. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and always stay locked and loaded. You got go ahead there.
Stay safe, stay alert, and always do things the way they work best for you.
Amen, brother. Thank you all. Much love. God bless. Till next time. Later.
Bye.